Greater Jamaica was formed at a time where a disinvestment was taking place. The downtown was being surrounded by regional malls. A noose, if you will, an economic noose of regional malls was threatening the downtown, as was the uncertainty of demographic change. A plan was prepared, and it was done by a regional plan association who had a regional view.
What RPA was looking for was sub-centers, places where development could be concentrated appropriately rather than continue to allow urban sprawl. The first prototype of an urban sub-center was Jamaica. Jamaica was an aging downtown in central Queens. It had good transportation, but it had fallen from the hub of economic and social activity that it once had. So one of the first studies of the new second regional plan that RPA embarked on was a study called Jamaica Center, a center for the borough of Queens and for, indeed, all of Long Island. So one of the recommendations of the Jamaica Center report was the creation of a local development corporation, which became known as Greater Jamaica Development Corporation. There was a companion New York City effort, an Office of Jamaica Planning and Development that Mayor Lindsay established, and they set up a partnership between the two.
To bring, for the first time, development and planning together under one roof. There used to be the city planning planned the city, the private sector did or didn't develop the city, chambers of commerce or borough presidents argued for a development here or development there, but there's no entity concentrating on pulling these pieces together in a feasible way.
And thereby created one of the city's first public-private partnerships dedicated to the revitalization of downtown Jamaica.
The first true local economic development corporation for sub-center development.
The case for Jamaica has been made many times based on its locational attributes and the opportunities for public purpose in realizing the potentials that those locational attributes have.
Very valuable things for a community, and the basic thing was transportation.
It's one of the things that was kind of a blot on Jamaica, was this elevator train down the main road. One of the things we wanted to do is eliminate it.
One of Greater Jamaica's larger accomplishments was the removal of the L line. The removal of the L line made retail more attractive in the downtown.
The Port Authority's really wonderful relationship with Greater Jamaica goes back to the early vision of a rail connection to Kennedy Airport and the revitalization of downtown Jamaica, and the early years of recognizing that Jamaica was inextricably tied to the Kennedy Airport and the airport industry. So when we were thinking about AirTrain, it wasn't just a transportation project, although that was key, it was also an economic development project.
And for us to be connected to that international airport, which is a city in its own right, with some 40,000 people that work there and growing, and that investment by the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey is definitely a precursor of airport-related economic activity.
Transportation moves people, but transportation really creates economic activity and wealth creates communities, and communities rebirth take place, and you get an organic growth out of smart development that we were able to put together. There were many, many people who never thought AirTrain would happen, and it probably wouldn't have happened if there wasn't that larger theme to it, that if it was just seen as we're going to put a big guideway down the Van Wyck and there are going to be a lot of trains carrying people to Kennedy Airport, that doesn't really get to the heart of the project, and we probably would have never been able to take it through the city land use and approval process. So they saw it early, they created a vision for Greater Jamaica, and they allowed us to bring a transportation project as part of that effort.
Well, a strong downtown is a place where when you go there, you can do a number of things on one trip. That's one thing that distinguishes downtowns from malls. Malls are essentially single-purpose places. You just shop there. In Jamaica, in downtown Jamaica, you can shop there. It's a shopping center, a shopping district. but you can also participate in the arts while you're shopping or while you're working if you work there. And you can also go to college, you can also go to the library.
Our central library is the hub of the Queens Library System. And we're in the midst of building our new Children's Library Discovery Center. And that's it's 21,000 square feet. It's adjacent to this library here. It was a nightclub for about 40 years next door. And it's a great example of changes in Jamaica.
So downtowns have the advantages of multiple uses. The arts do a lot of things. They enrich people as individuals, and they offer them opportunities to express themselves and to be entertained. They also employ people, and they also generate collateral activities like restaurants or shopping or whatever. We have a wonderful park called King Park and a historic museum there, King Manor, and it represents a potential for culture and for cultural tourism, by the way, that Jamaica has, and it's unique to Jamaica. So Culture Builds Jamaica is prominent in our priority list of activities. Jamaica accommodates a range of industries. We helped to form 4 business improvement districts in Jamaica, including one of the first in the city. We pioneered the development of, or the formulation of, business improvement districts, or BIDs. They are effective instruments for providing supplemental municipal services and for promoting and organizing local small businesses.
What they're really doing is creating jobs or preserving jobs. And at all levels with the Greater Jamaica Development Corporation, they take that responsibility very seriously.
The role in the community has always been to bring jobs to the downtown. And there is a real opportunity to do that on a substantial scale.
The Motor project is a great mixed-use project, new construction in downtown Jamaica. It consists of 346 units of housing, 50,000 square feet of retail, 500 below-grade parking spaces, and over 20,000 square feet of community space. The Motor project sets the example in the downtown of what downtown Jamaica has to look forward to in the future.
Much of the work that we do is bricks and mortar. It's physical. And sometimes we are misunderstood as being in the real estate business when we're really in the venue business of creating places for people. Jamaica Market is our signature project. We developed it, we own, and we operate it. It's a meeting place. It's a place where people gather. It was enabled by seed money from the U.S. Economic Development Administration, which was matched by the city and 2 banks. Its development illustrates a really significant and successful partnership. Greater Jamaica's mission is community development. We call it placemaking. We want to make downtown Jamaica into a special place.
Greater Jamaica has had a vision for a decade, if not longer now, that is becoming real, and I think that is such a transformative vision for Jamaica.
And Jamaica is beginning to be viewed in a positive way, that there are private investors who have begun to put money into this downtown.
You could have Midtown, downtown, Brooklyn, Long Island City, and then Jamaica as the major economic nodes for growth in the city in the 21st century, and that's what Greater Jamaica's done.
The sort of table is set for a completely new growth in the downtown, and I think that's really the legacy.
And something to look forward to will be the $100 million infrastructure project in the Supton corridor. That project will consist of retail right under the Long Island Railroad underpass, and one very strong point that is incorporated is that we're really working really diligently to attract local subcontractors and get them working on these projects.